amamo yɛbɛkɔ Sam George ho na ene ensɛm a ɛbɛtɔ dwama amanfo dodo na ɔmo ɛka bi, some were shocked, some were surprised ɛne ade ɛne sɛ ɔhwɛ ahwɛ kwan ɔbɛfa so a ɔmo bɛba ne pornographic websites ɛwɔ Ghana ha sei. Pornographic websites ye he kwan ɔmo bɛfa so a ɔmo bɛba ne na ɛnyɛ sample a before you can access pornographic websites no, what are the requirements or yaba be pagem yɛbɛkɔ hɔ na yɛ de updates na brɛ na on your screens. Honorable Sam George said no room for reconsideration of anti-LGBTQ plus bill. We Honorable Sam George on for Sam George no de nensem atudwa or say there is no room for reconsideration of anti-LGBTQ plus bill. People are confused. We're going to go to some of the tudwa as to say and someone omo edi etudwa no and as a bill new bill abano and some woman no amount for see to ne sen amanaka tetrema nkwa tetrema so de ntimi mfa anya bibia saa omo so matutu ne sen eno ehun review and a reconsideration and all can and answer ye be consider say ye de be yemra na say yemfa nyemra etidi nyina ye be kwa kogye nkyiremu ewo Honorable Sam George ho na ye de ensem no atoa so de amamo na eno amu eno sanso de tudwa say ye kasemu wa ha LGBTQ plus bill no there is no word in the Ghanaian language obatwia ye nse da ni brofo bia ye de ma no oban kran ye nse da ni nkran kasa bia ye de ma no akan kasa ye ni kasa bia ye de ma no okọ aibefo ni kasa bia om de ma LGBTQ plus bill no na de nyina we just have a way to describe it. That means it has never been part of us. Why now? In the LGBTQ plus bill, there's no way they will do any considerations. No, maybe be from near the debi. Some of the tudra. As to pornographic website, what will be the new requirements? I they got to cabinet and from Honorable Sam George the Bemamo.
I challenge all of those people to show me one African language that has a word for homosexuality. I've always said that our languages define who we are, and the epistemology of a language lets you understand where the language is coming from. So I'll give you a typical example. What I hold in my hand here is a recent development. At the time our African languages were formed, we didn't have mobile phones. So we don't have a word in any of our Ghanaian languages for a mobile phone. We have a phrase that describes it. So in Chi, we'll call mobile phone ahomatrofo. You understand me? Even radios, kasanoma. You understand me? We describe these things. Computers, we call it abefo ifidie. We describe it. But things that our language knew, like God, because we knew God before the white man brought Christianity. That's why we have Odumankuma Nyankopong and Atana Nyungo. Mauso Bolisa. So our ancestors knew God. They knew the supreme being and knew the lesser gods. So you realize that even on the concept of God and religion, it is not a white man who brought it to us, because our language has a word for it. But things that we don't know, like homosexuality, we describe them. So I challenge those who say that it is something our people knew to show me the word for it in our language. It's a recent construction, and that's why we describe it with phrases in our languages.
And see, I know Honorable Munyam for Sam George, Nesem, de Etuja, Ochrimwa. Ye nisha de Nikasabia, ye de Emma, LGBT in the Honeyama. Yes, the Nikasabia, Edemano. We just find ways to find a phrase for it. And no stress any kind of culture. It is never part of us. And yes, the same way, and I ever walk home about done no any idea. And you tell when I say your brofu straight brofu the man, and I say it is part of somebody's culture. Or more brofu the man no straight. And yet I feel now I mean any phrase straight English. And LGBTQ plus building a day, it will be like homosexuality, it will be like lesbian and all that. It's not there. Yenya kasa no, there is nothing like that in it. Entinya de say ombe consider bibia e was a bill nim. De shemu e was omde shemu bia no, ombe make sure say nyina be adwuma. Na nyina mu e no sanso de to dwa say at the rate at which nkran access pornographic websites, it is becoming alarming in Ghana here. And you know the one ko nya kran ke abane. But nyina mu no the Kwanfu Frozen says on your screens, you can see Ghana card. Communication Ministry to seek cabinet approval for mandatory national ID verification to access pornographic websites. Sam George, Communications Minister. Before you will access any pornographic website, also do Ghana card. Echo. Scan it, you take the front and back picture of your Ghana card to verify you are more than 18 years. And some wait me access those pornographic websites and the Honorable Sam George said omo here say omo ebeko cabinet na cabinet ajatum say any other website bia containing pornographic content before you will access it also unya Ghana card verification and Ghana 4 and di amomo. Enti yebeko nyaji nchiremu Honorable Sam George onu angasa ekasa ye ede efa ho nti yebeko na yakwakotie yeba na yebebobo ho angasa so for comment bra. Do you think you are okay with that? Your
Excellencies, it's important that we understand the danger that we face with pornography. And I keep saying that, look, we don't need to rewrite the script. Today in the United Kingdom, for you to access a pornographic website, you need to put your driver's license for them to be able to determine that you are 18 years. Ask yourself why they are doing that. Because they've seen the danger and the damage that pornography and over-sexualization have done to a generation of young UK citizens. And that's why for us, we believe that in Ghana here, and we're working with going to cabinet on that, to make sure that before you access any X-rated site, you must put either your driver's license or your national ID card, so that we know who you are and who is going to that site, to prevent children from being exposed to such content. This is the real threat. Because when a child is over-sexualized at an early age, it affects their development, it affects their thinking, it affects even their morality and their values and their standards. And the only way to break a people is to go after the children. Because when the children are destroyed and damaged, that culture, that culturalization gets damaged. The fight against Africa is not against those of us sitting in this room. We are a lost case. The fight is against our children. And that's why when myself and my colleagues in Ghana introduced the Family Values Bill, one of our key arguments has been that we're fighting for the innocence of Ghanaian children, because our children must be protected and safe. We were protected by our parents in an African family setting. We must do same for our children and grandchildren.
And in the bid to protect our children and our grandchildren on accessing such websites, Honorable Sam George, say you have to be able to prove to the websites that you are 18 years and above. And Sana, what me accesses those websites, and also US, UK, you have to provide your driver's license. And someone who say yes, you qualify, you are 18 years before you can access some of these websites. And at the point he was talking about the fact that also will be before you will access the Ghana card and before we try front and back, and he said when you add that. And it is here no photo, no pornographic websites access. And some of the to cabinet and him say cabinet beja tomorrow muji tumu pe, then they roll it out. Now omo de sa can say sa protocol no at to websites, pornographic websites. If only you are in Ghana, you have to prove that you are more than 18 years. And sana what to me access some of these websites. It's and then some Honorable Sam George to this is here or say Ghana card to her answer. Ono di onyaya enka enrani mpo e Ghana ha. Because the rate at which access some of these websites I know a thing. Even the JHS primary school when they get access to their mother's phones. Sometimes you are not too there are some pop-ups that come on some of the websites. I craft on the phone, say, oh yeah, research. And yet before you realize the websites are redirecting you to other sites. One request it, but because of phishing, because they are trying to fish out some people, try to get some details from them, saying, yes, sir, they take you to websites to go and watch some videos so they can get money. And some way, somehow, before you realize, unknowingly, the person will find him or herself, or the child will find him or herself on these websites. Restrictions be directly like that. Once it is redirected, they have easy access to some of these contents. And I think, sir, for encrypted protection, honorable, it is very, 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 very good. That is the update coming in from Honorable Sam George.